Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. It's Friday, the sun is not shining, but the birds are humming, the bees are buzzing, and Newcastle fans are very happy as we make our first signing of the summer. Well, almost. For Sandro Tonali, the Italian midfielder, who was actually in action last night. He played for the under-21s Italian team, captained that side as they lost 2-1 against the France under-21s. It was quite a tight game, and it was a lot of drama at the end. Actually, there was a ball that did or didn't go over the line, and was it a handball? Italy could well have had a goal, and then there could have been there was a red card before the end. Tonali got an assist. He had a tough job in that midfield against some good, talented, young French players, but I thought he held his own. He got an assist from a great free kick. He could have had another, actually, from earlier in the game, so I was sat there watching under-21s Italy for the first time ever, but maybe I'll have to watch them a little bit more now. Obviously, we are still waiting for Newcastle to give the official confirmation, but Newcastle aren't waiting around. We've got a whole host of links, new reports coming out for other players Newcastle are looking to pick up just as quickly in the next few weeks. So we have to talk about that in this video, but just to confirm what we know about the Tonali situation right now, Dan Ashworth was actually spotted over in Milan, where he'd been having discussions with Tonali's agent. Obviously, it's similar to what happened with Bruno, actually, when we signed him. He was actually away on Brazil international duty at the time in Brazil, and we were sending the guys out over there to get the signatures and the medicals done, and they reckon what will probably happen is you'll have pretty much a full medical, really. I was going to say a partial medical. They'll get all of the main bits done and dusted while he's out there he was in Romania for the game last night. I believe that's going to be the meeting place. So it's understood Ashworth and the agent have left Milan as of now, are making their way over to Romania with the Newcastle staff to get the signature and the medical done, dotted, T's crossed, and hopefully we'll have the announcement this weekend. It's understood that Newcastle obviously don't want to jump too early. They want to make sure that the medical is done and that everything's fine before they officially announce it. And understandably, I mean, he had a game last night. You know, I'm sure there was plenty going on in his mind where he's meant to be playing a competitive football match. I'm hoping Newcastle just announce it this weekend, and we aren't in a situation where, well, we'll wait till the tournament's over. You know, we don't want to interfere with this. I get it, because he's got a lot going on right now. He's wanting to be competitive in this tournament when they've just lost their first game as well, by the way. It's going to be a tough group to get through, especially to try and win the group still. Just announce it. Just let the fans know that it's done. We don't have to wait around for it. But it's understood that the fee is, well, it was originally reported at 70 million euros, 65 million pounds. Some are saying even less. In fairness, it's understood that AC Milan need the money, don't they? And to let go of, a lad who grew up, within distance of the ground, had a season ticket holder at the San Siro. He's gone there. The AC Milan fans are going, there's no way you're going to get him. There's no way you're going to get him. Well, excuse me. I won't jinx it just yet, but we have got him, and it is happening, which is huge. And it's a big fee, as I've said. It's a big wage as well. 6-year deal until 2029, so we really have nailed him down. £8 million wages with a £2 million bonus. Now, you're talking about a six-year deal, and then you're also, I can go into this a little bit as well, FFP, everybody's favourite word right now. 6-year deal. We've signed Isaac, and we've signed Bruno, and we've signed quite a few players, and people are talking about how much is our spend going to be this window. It's only going to be 70 million, and we've already spent it on one player. Well, technically, we can pay that 70 million euros off for his whole length of contract. I think 6 years is the max number of years now, because Chelsea, when they were trying to sign players for 15 and 14 years, they brought a rule in to have a maximum number of years, which I think is probably the right thing to do. So really, we're not having to pay it all. We're paying, 10 million a year. So technically speaking, coming out of our budget for this summer, yes, it means it's going to take 10 million off next year. And yes, technically we've still got 10 million coming off Isaac's this year, and probably some of whatever was left of would after we sold them this year, and other players this year. But it means that, technically speaking, we haven't just blown 70 million of the summer's budget. We've blown 12 million of the budget, and that's the thing. You've got to be clever, and we've got to make it make sense, because really we have spent a fair bit over the last few windows, considering the fact that, yes, Ashley didn't spend anything, but we haven't really brought in that much yet. Thankfully, we've hit top 4, we've hit Champions League, we're bringing in new sponsorships, there's hopefully going to be a fan zone outside with more money flooding in. That all of these things will help over the next few years, which is why it also makes sense to sign him for a long deal. Not only does it give us security in the player, we want to keep him for as long as possible, the talent he is, but it also helps us spread that money out a little bit, which means we will hopefully have a little bit more to spend this summer window, which is why we have been linked with a host of other players. It's interesting, isn't it? Because one comes through the door, nobody's waiting around, everybody's always talking about the next one. And it's interesting as well, we talk about Tonali, where's he going to play on the pitch? What other positions do we want to improve this summer window? Well, a lot of people are talking about him playing in the more defensive role. It allows Bruno to get further forward on the pitch. Well, funnily enough, last night, he actually played more on the right-hand side of the 3 midfielders. And looked good. And for AC Milan, he played mostly on the left-hand side of the 3 midfielders. So he's a person, he plays that role, he plays that 3 midfielder spots. So it's not like, right, he's coming in, he's the middle, Bruno's. He could play pretty much anywhere, and could actually, Eddie Howe, be looking maybe not as much to, we don't want to stop Bruno getting forward, but the immediate assumption is that Tonali plays deep, Bruno goes forward. Well, we've just got him from AC Milan, where he was amazing, actually playing more out towards the left-hand side. And one of the reasons he was so good down that left-hand side is because the left-back there, he's not too bad either. Theo Hernandez, the person that Newcastle are also being linked with as of this morning. The left-back, you talk about, first of all, fantastic player, France international, I haven't got his name right, but France international, 25 years old, become a bit of a mainstay in that French side now. And you talk about Dan Burn. Well, in fairness, Dan Burn gets put down as being the defensive left-back. In fairness, that 6'5" lad doesn't half get up and down that wing pretty quick. But the discussion is, can we look to bring in a more attacking left-back? Well, this guy gets about as attacking as you can get. Over the last few years, I think he got 4 goals last season, 5 goals the season before that, 8 goals the season before that, 7 goals the season before that, and the pair of them worked very well together. So if that's a route we go down, not only does it nail a position that we are looking for players in, not only is it from AC Milan, who, how many of their players do they really want to let go of this summer, but they do need the money, and have we just literally linked up one of our newest player to somebody else who can come and fit that role, and it creates competition. And look, that's not to say that Tonali will come in and then all of a sudden Joe Linton, maybe he'll get moved out to the wide left because Joe Linton plays there as well. Maybe Tonali will play on the right, Joe Linton will play on the left. You talk about Longstaff, you talk about Willock. I don't want to necessarily say, right, he's going to play there and he's going to replace him, because at the end of the day, we're building a squad. We are building a squad for a big season ahead. And not only do we want to have Champions League football next season, we want to get top 4 again, or we want to get top 3 again, or we want to push on and get top 2. It's a tough season to play European football at the top level and also keep what you've done. We saw it with West Ham this season. I mean, really good on them getting that Europa League conference, but they were looking like they could have got relegated for ages, because it is really tough to manage them both. And that's why I think it's great that Newcastle aren't pulling any punches. Newcastle are very aware of the situation, and the owners need to go out, spend a bit of money, and make sure that we are going to be competitive next season in all of the competitions that we are involved in. And that is not where the transfer links stop, because the main man that everyone's been talking about for a little while now, I've been saying Szoboszlai. I think Sky is saying Szoboszlai, so it's kind of the same but slightly different. But anyway, Szoboszlai. The links are rife with him right now. It's understood that Spurs are really pushing on the Maddison deal, and it's understood that Newcastle themselves have actually cooled their interest a little bit in the Maddison deal. And I honestly think it goes back to what I've said videos ago. Leicester just keep asking for more and more, and I don't think Newcastle have the patience for it. We have other options out there. I think, well, by the way, going out and signing Tonali is going, we aren't wasting any time. You can either sell him to us now or you don't have to. The Szoboszlai one is growing in interest because of the fact that his release clause ends a week today. £60 million release clause. Could we go in the next week and have our second elite midfielder done and dusted? Tonali signed this weekend. Szoboszlai signed next weekend. I mean, it wouldn't be too bad to start this window off with it just in time for the return of pre-season as well. And there is also links to other Italian players as well. I don't know if the Italian press have just got hold of this one, gone, yeah, Newcastle have got some money to spend. We better link them to a few other players as well. Chiesa, the Juventus player, 25 years old again, so it meets that age bracket. Very, very good player. Had a great partnership with Ronaldo when he was at Juventus. Goal after goal, assist after assist. And I'm hoping Murdad's got the buzz. Murdad's got his laptop out with his football manager going, ooh, we've got Tonali in. Who else is available? Click, click, click. And I'm hoping we've got a bit of that buzz, a bit of that feel. And I think sometimes when you do get one transfer, you can start to snowball a little bit, start really getting things in motion. And we could well have a couple knocked out and done, in time for that USA tour next month. So you let me know your thoughts down below on the imminent signing of Newcastle's newest player. Did you watch him in the game last night? Let me know your thoughts down below. Or his assists, his set pieces looked really good. Let me know your thoughts on the links out to some of these other players that we are hopefully going to move for very, very soon. All right, guys, enjoy your Friday night. Enjoy your weekend. If you're not subscribed and you're still watching 12 minutes later, hit that big red button. It really helps the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.